This podcast encourages and empowers you to create your own unique real story, develop your own unique real statement, and discover your own unique real self. The power is yours. Good night, Wade Lightheart. How are you doing on this wonderful, beautiful night?
I'm doing great. I feel lucky to be alive. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, it's a great pleasure to connect with you. What part of the world are you in right now?
Right now, Vancouver, Canada.
Oh, sweet. So it's evening there still, isn't it?
Yep. We'll be in sunset in about an hour and a half.
That's wonderful. Well, do tell us, which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this specific time in history?
I'd love to say it was my great voice and my good looks, but I think it probably has to do with that we solve digestion really well, and I've spent 20 years doing it.
Hey, the person whose digestion is solved really sounds a lot better than the person who isn't. So tell us a bit more how you do that, please.
Basically, I was a personal trainer 15 to 20 years ago. A friend of mine and I, he was also a personal trainer. We started a company to kind of help bodybuilders, per se, put on more muscle and be fitter and avoid some of the problems. And in doing that, we started optimizing people's ability to absorb amino acids and optimize their digestion, and so that they could follow diets and get their microbiome in order. And then, after about a decade of doing this and thousands and thousands, actually it was almost 50,000 customers, we realized, hey, what do we do better than anything else? We fix people's digestion. So we changed the direction of the company and saying, hey, that's what we do. We fix digestion, and we've built a suite of products and an education system that does that for people because it's such a huge problem.
That's amazing. Now, I'm a pescatarian, and I saw that you have journeyed into to be a vegetarian, yeah? The vegetarianism is a big word, folks. Like, I almost spilled over that one. Vegetarianism, yeah? So, I mean...
Yeah, I hate the ism, though. Yeah. I hate the ism, because anytime it's an ism, it's not really... I think I'm a plant-based guy. Matt, my business partner, is a keto guy. We're opposite ends of the spectrum. So it's just what worked for my individual genetics, and I think that's what everybody should base their diet on, as opposed to being part of any group or ideology that may be limiting.
Understood. So where's the best place for someone that's listening to follow what you do or even connect with you?
Basically, what they do is just come to BiOptimizers.com. 12-minute combos is a good way to go, because we talk about, basically we educate people on what I've learned for my entire life on how they produce awesome health. And the big part of that, it all starts in the gut, which is how to fix digestion.
Love it. What about the podcast? Is that still running, the Awesome Health Podcast?
It is. Yeah, it is. We just did a great podcast the other day. It'll be up the next day or so on, which was related to women, and it's called the Awesome Health Podcast. It's not for women, but we just did an episode on core and pelvic floor for women who are going through pregnancy or planning to have a child. So we get all kinds of interesting people on there that have something to offer that I'm interested in. Like, I don't know anything about this. It's fun to get them on, and that's how we learn.
That's super cool. Now, it seems as though you are that guy that loves learning. Who did you learn that from? Well, I guess we could tag it to curiosity, couldn't we?
I think I've always been curious. I've always been an out-of-box thinker. It started out as a kid. I used to read all kinds of books from being in a small town. That went into internet studies, and then it found into mentorship. So who was ever producing a great result, I wanted to model. And probably because of my own failings within the education system, I found it was limited for me, and I found a way around it, and I'm grateful for it. Never want to stop learning.
That's amazing. Yeah, you're quick, my friend. Like, you're quick on the draw. Like, I can hear it. I can ask you anything, and you can draw probably faster than I can. That's wonderful. Well, tell me one other thing that you've done consistently over the last 3 years, please.
You can't know everything, but you can probably find an expert who knows exactly what you need to know next.
So you've delved into connecting with individuals like that for the past 3 years?
Yeah, and in today's world, I do it more and more frequently because we have to learn so much faster, and that oftentimes means you have to unlearn something else. Or let go of maybe patterns or belief systems or thought processes that aren't serving you. So find someone who's producing the result you want, start there. And, that's it. So
how does that make you feel? Like it's like things you just said aren't easy things to compute, right? Letting go of things that are part of who you are just to go forward isn't an easy thing, right? How does it make you feel when you found that to be true?
Well, I think there's two sides to it. The first phase is the experience of kind of stress and overwhelm when as I say, if you're trying to grow and improve, it comes off as a certain level of intensity. When you achieve it, or you've been able to produce the result you want, it leads to a sense of accomplishment and a sense of, hey, I can handle almost anything. I just got to find the right person, the right place, and the right process. And I don't know everything, and I don't have it all figured out. Maybe I can figure out a couple little areas and then share that with as many people as I can.
It's pretty cool. Wow. Now tell me about the backpacking that you've done, my friend. I am a traveler, right? Somewhat, right? We did the US and Canada, so I'm just a small traveler with my wife thus far. But tell me about the backpacking that you've done, please.
Yeah, well, in 2005, I left Vancouver. My business partner and I did. We went to Panama and started up we took our online business down there, and that's kind of I fell in love with kind of going to other countries and other cultures. And so I didn't go the traditional route of buy a home and get a family and all that stuff. I was just like, you know what? I want to keep my stuff down to, a backpack, a carry-on, and a suitcase and see the world. And so from that, I've had the opportunity to live in the United States and Canada and Mexico and in Asia, Singapore, Bali, Vietnam, India, all these different places where I'd spend an extended period of time and learn about the culture and run my online businesses. So it's been great.
That's amazing. Amazing. Well done. Well done. Well, again, folks, you're hearing it live from Wade T. Lightheart, and you can connect with him at BiOptimizers /12min convos. Wait, let's switch gears for a moment. Let me invite you now into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Wade, what's your earliest childhood memory?
It's going to sound weird, but being born.
Wow, I've heard it before, but tell me, what do you remember about it exactly?
I remember the doctor giving me a slap and saying it's a boy. I used to tease my parents about that, and they didn't believe me when I was a kid, but I have a distinct image, and I don't know if that's manufactured, but it feels real.
Did they confirm it? That's what the doctor did?
My mother was kind of out of it. My dad wasn't allowed in the room. It was a bad delivery where they had to use forceps and stuff. So there's no one to confirm my my experience.
That's intriguing. No, did you like? I've had people who've done work with other professionals to access that memory. Is that something that you just had naturally?
Yeah, I had naturally, but I also did a couple of things. I have done some work around that particular trauma because it was a traumatic birth for me at the time. And then the other thing was I had a near-death experience where I experienced past lives and that sort of stuff. So that really opened up the expansiveness of what my past might actually be.
That's amazing. So how do you see that memory connecting to who you are today?
It was just, hey, welcome to physicality again, and here's the start of a new shot at this thing we call life.
That's amazing. Can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you immediately created in my mind? I love the fact that you're a traveler. Like, you are a traveler. Like Smack, hey, it's a boy, he is a traveler. He is a traveler. Like, there isn't anything that you really need to have more than who you are for this life. And you've proven that, right? Like, you can go anywhere, set up anywhere. As long as you have enough. That's pretty cool. If we fast forward to when you were 12, what was your favorite song?
I think it was Run to You by Bryan Adams.
Yeah. That's cool, super cool. Yeah. All right, my friend. Well, we've arrived at our destination. But before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form. So it's yes or no. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready, Wade?
I'm ready.
Wade, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Yes.
Are you married?
Not yet.
Do you have children?
Not yet.
Do you believe in God?
Yes, I do.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Yes.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No.
How about 3 hours a week?
Probably not.
What about screen time, the phone and the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
I would say it's probably more than 8.
If you, Wade, had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents who you are, Wade T. Lightheart, what would you say that is?
Never give up, never quit, never surrender.
Love it. Wade, this has been such a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
I would just like to say thanks for having me on the show. And if people want to learn, I've got a free health course. I call it the Awesome Health Course, which is a 7-step process for producing awesome health, 84 videos, 5 to 12 minutes each. And I'm giving it away for free. Basically, it's everything I've garnered over 25 years, summarized into a step-by-step sequence for people if they want to produce awesome health. No cost, no charge, but there's a lot of value in there. So they can get it at BiOptimizers.com/12-minute convos.
Love it. Hey, thanks for sharing that with the amazing audience. We'd like to thank you for being on What is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
This segment has been brought to you by Amazel Enterprise.